any proactive maintenance tips for customers?
Yeah, I guess proactively, like I said, packing the bearings would be the first one. Making sure there's no slop in the hubs. These are very easy things that you can do. I mean, just like the wheel bearings on a vehicle. If you grab the top of that tire, you can pull it back and forth against you. That's bad. So
Yeah.
something needs to happen there. We need to do bearings. We need to retort spindle nuts, stuff like that. So that's probably the biggest one. And to make sure you got grease in there. Most trailers are going to have a rubber grommet around the dust cap, and you can pull that rubber grommet and see pretty quick if you need grease or not. And then a lot of your newer trailers are being equipped with easy grease axles. So you have an actual greaser inside the spindle, and so you can grease it without having to tear it apart, which is, I mean, it's very convenient.
Yeah, saves a lot of time.
Yeah, so it's easy. You just got to be, like you said, proactive about it.
Yeah. Truck and trailer wiring tips. Save a trip and check these first. What do you think should be checked first?
Well, depending on the issue you're having, if you got no lights at all, and you're fairly confident it's not your truck, of course, your ground wire is typically white on most trailers. That's what you need to chase first if you got no lights at all. Now, if one light is not working, whether it be the left turn signal or the right turn signal, which your brake lights are your left and right turn.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a left turn, you also don't have a left brake light. That's important to know. If it's one of those and not all of them, so you got running lights and right turn, but you don't have a left turn, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be the truck. Your truck has its own circuit for trailer wiring.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll say something like trailer left turn, and it'll have its own fuse. And so you check that fuse before you come to me, because we do charge a $65 diagnosis fee on stuff like that. So, I mean, if it'll save you $65 just to check that fuse, you see you got a burnt fuse, you replace the fuse and go on about your day. Another thing we see pretty commonly is, you've got a fairly new trailer and a fairly new truck, and you got no lights, right? And you don't know what's going on. A lot of times on these new 7-ways, you've got, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, those prongs in there, and they're kind of doubled over. And what'll happen is your ground pin, which is that one right there, will kind of smash down, and it won't make contact. So what'll happen is a lot of times we'll get a truck and trailer here. We'll test the truck, it'll check out. They'll test the trailer, it'll check out. And so that can kind of cause some confusion there. So a lot of times what that is you'll just have to bend that tab back over. Most of the time it's on the truck because the truck has the male end of those prongs. So you just bend that tab back around so that it makes a connection, and then you got lights again.
Okay.
So fairly simple.
So what about if a truck says my trailer brake is disconnected?
So anytime you get an error message on these newer trucks, it'll say, trailer disconnected or check trailer wiring. Most of the time, that is a brake fault. And so what your truck's doing is it's communicating with your brake system on the trailer. That's how it knows that it's connected. And so if it says disconnected, then that means 9 times out of 10 that you've got a brake fault of some kind. Either a wire has pulled out of one of your backing plates, or the magnet, one of your magnets is bad. Could be a number of things, but it's 9 times out of 10 just brake related.
Okay. So that's everything today for service department. If you have any questions, give Reid a call here.